Okay, so first up, as I mentioned, we're going to be looking at Trifecta, and this one is going to be a Duck Hunt Sonic set. I think this is the second time I cover one of these, but I do know that like recently I did end up talking about this matchup because somebody was asking about it. They were kind of confused by a lot of things, and I did record this right before we did go live. So I did at least get to see some parts of the match, and obviously a lot of beginner mistakes with the matchup itself, and just like general gameplay concepts as well that you need to take as basically any character, but especially Duck Hunt. Like I noticed there was a lack of doing ledge trapping with him, which is something that you just need to have down pat with Duck Hunt. Is that is his like strongest tool that he has to take stocks, and just like that's where he has the most pressure out of the entire game is when he is ledge guarding somebody. So there's that. A lot of Sonic specific things he wasn't doing, so I'll make sure to point those out so you guys can learn. We also got the Switch ready to just do some deep dives into those type of things should I need to do that. And before we do get further into the critique, I do want to remind you all that we do have the sub goal. So I don't know how this thing's going to update. It's going to be kind of weird. So I know right now we're at the sub goal of 6. However, it says we've got 3 subs left. But so as long as the sub goal itself on there reaches 10, so if we get 4 more subs, then I'll be doing my Duck Hunt matchup chart. So if you want to support that and if you want to see that, definitely you can use Twitch Prime or you can do the sub itself. I know it's like 20% off right now. So if we do get 10 subs in total, then I will do my Duck Hunt matchup chart. And without further ado, and still... I mean, that's really just Wi-Fi. The truth be told, F tilt is pretty easy to do because you get 5 active frames. It's actually super generous. But yeah, I mean, if your Wi-Fi delay is bad, then it's gonna be hard. But like offline, easy. All right, let's get into this. So stage-wise, I don't think he picked bad stages. I believe it was Kalos and Town and City were the 2 stages. Oh, Stadium. Okay. So always please let me know how the volume balance is. But okay, so in terms of going to Pokemon Stadium, this is a very good neutral stage to go to. If anything, it actually might be slightly more advantageous for Duck Hunt. If you guys are unfamiliar, Pokemon Stadium has the distinction of having the longest stage out of every single stage in the entirety of the legal set. So it's bigger than Town and City, and it's bigger than FD, and it's bigger than Kalos. This is the widest stage, so this gives you the most opportunity to run around as Duck Hunt or as Sonic as well. So this means it's a lot easier for you to set up and give yourself space to set up. Not to mention, the platforms being that small just gives you a lot of really good, unique opportunities to set up the can on there without it being too interfering with your whole can play. So really, really good stage for Duck Hunt, and obviously with the stage being so wide, really, really good for Sonic as well. Not to mention, from the edge of the stage to the side blast zone is actually shorter compared to most stages as well. So Sonic can kill you fairly early off the ledge guards and with edge guarding as well. So that's one thing in his advantage, but you know, same thing applies to you as well. So one thing about Sonic is that he's most likely going to rush you down at first, or he's going to rush, then shield, wait for your option, then punish. So there's not really a right or a wrong option to choose. The biggest thing I would say with this is expect him to come at you, and if he swings at you immediately, then just like jump back and then hit him, and then once you hit him away, that's when you can get your setup started. But if you choose to like jump and do your setup at the beginning, it's not really a bad choice. It's just, did he go after you or not, and did he hit you? That's what it comes down to. He's not going to be able to kill you off of one hit. That's just something that Sonic can't do. Yeah, let's get back to full screen. Don't know why it got off. See, obviously when he dash attacks your shield, that is super, super minus. So you can just turn around and grab. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which character you are. Let me just get the exact numbers though. So when Sonic dash attacks your shield, that is negative 38. You have enough time to drop and do an F smash if you really, really wanted to. Not to mention, you could probably up smash him as well. I don't think he goes low enough to duck under it, though. We'll go into training mode. We'll test that out. And you know, you can turn around F smash, or you could just drop shield and down smash, and you'll be able to catch him just the same. Yeah. So if you have Sonic right above you, you might as well just like up air him. And you do need to be very careful about like trying to hit the can with F tilt as he's rushing you down, because like he can easily just like run up and shield, and that F tilt's just the can's just gonna blow you up instead. So you got to be very careful about doing that. The name of the game with this matchup is going to be Shield Can. Sonic actually has no safe way to approach Duck Hunt as long as you're shielding over the can. Literally every single attack you do will just blow him up. So even if he tries to like cross up your shield with Spin Dash, Shield Can, if he does a homing attack, as long as you ping the can to beat him where his attack's going to be, Shield Can's going to blow him up as well. We do see some examples of that. The other thing too is Gunman's also extremely good at blocking his homing attack as well. So there's just a lot of things you can set up. Doing a down air that high is very, very bad. Because basically it just leaves you vulnerable the entire time. So I'll show you. So that attack's about to end. So if he jumped and then he did a nair and fast fell down, then if Sonic tries to jump and challenge him, then the nair's going to hit him out before his attack comes out. So then that way it's like you land with something that can do something meaningful, and you won't land with a lot of lag either. But truth be told, doing down air that high is going to auto cancel. So he did at least get a back air out there, but obviously too little too late. And the other thing too is you got to be very careful about how you're using Clay Pigeon. So while Clay Pigeon will stop Spin Dash, because it is absolutely one of the most atrocious hitboxes that you're ever going to see in your entire life. If you guys have not seen what Spin Dash looks like, this is Spin Dash. This loses to everything. Like, as long as you put out a hitbox, the hurtbox will always collide with you before it hits you. There is, you do have the charges over here. And so this is the side B1. And then this is the down B1. So this is it as you're charging it up. And this is what Spin Dash looks like as you're going forward. So as you can see, the hurtbox is a lot bigger than the actual hitbox itself. So if you have a lingering nair as he's coming towards you with it, it's just going to flat out beat it. There's zero reason for your character, as long as they have like a long active hitbox, to lose to Spin Dash. It's honestly not that good of a move. It's just kind of annoying because he can just move really fast, and that's really about it. So always remember that about Spin Dash. VLC. There we go. Also, that can was really bad. He could have saved himself by like pinging the can over there, but basically he just kind of Hail Married that and didn't really think about what he was doing with this. Like, there was no setup in sight here, although there was something kind of clever he could have done. He was not even remotely aware, and he's going to just eat it for that. Also, it should go without saying, doing laggy smash attacks while you're fighting Sonic, just like anywhere on stage, is probably the worst idea you could have. Because like not only are you Hail Marrying it, but Sonic can literally like be across the stage, do nothing, wait for your attack to finish, and run up and grab you and just like hit you with anything that he wants. And it's just an auto punish for him. Just don't give him an auto punish. So stop doing just random smash attacks. That was good though, especially on Wi-Fi. Respects to that. So something to keep in mind about Sonic doing homing attack on your shield. Might have to go back a little bit further just in case. Is just kind of look at this. So when he does homing attack on your shield, you can buffer back air, forward air, or up air out of shield, and you can just automatically punish him. Or if you want to do, you can do nair out of shield and then like fast fall hit him with the weak hit. So it's a little bit hard to do online, but like offline, guaranteed. Please just stop doing down air. Because if you do down air, you're locking yourself out to be in a very, very, very vulnerable position. So if you look at all of his moves, down air is going to keep you locked for 49 frames. Back air is going to keep you locked for 41. And then up air is going to keep you for 39. So except for nair, this one's going to lock you for a pretty long amount of time. So don't do that. The other thing too is with down air, it's not particularly active. It's only active for... Oh, they actually changed it. Yeah, so it's only active for like 2 frames on each hit. So not the most active thing in the world. So you pretty much just have to catch them like red-handed in order to just like down air them. And if you're not really smart about it, then you're just gonna eat a fat punish. Okay, so that was really bad. So if anybody ever jabs your shield, that means that they should eat the fattest punish of their life. And that's kind of universal. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a normal jab that is less than like -20. So like, for example, Sonic's jab 3 is -26 on shield. You can do anything you want to that out of shield. And also keep in mind that his leg stays here for a very long time. So it's like, there's that. But not only does the hitbox not cover the entire foot, you can hit his foot at the same time too. So like, you could up smash that out of shield, like no problem at all. Considering that Sonic is at 17%, I wouldn't go up smash. Actually could like lead to an up air chain, so that one actually wouldn't have been a bad idea to go for. And you could have also grabbed it too. That was actually a pretty smart escape right there. That wasn't necessarily a bad idea, but he could have escaped that pretty easily. Because like, if he landed it and he was confident with this combo, I don't think he could have killed there, but it would have been a little bit difficult. Once again, just kind of highlighting the issues of using Clay Pigeon in this matchup. While yes, it can beat out Spin Dash, yeah, that's no good. Don't rely on that to work. So that's the main reason why the only thing you should be focused on setting up in this matchup, it should be Shield Can. Anything other than Shield Can is like not really worth doing, except if you're setting up Gunman after you have the can out, because you can use the Gunman as a wall to slow him down as he's hitting it, and not to mention if you put a can next to the Gunman and he hits the can into the Gunman, that'll blow up. That's an automatic Shield Can wherever you put that Gunman. So that's a really good feature to have. And just clean and easy right there. And see, like, okay, look at how much time you waste by going for this. So can is fundamentally being reset right here, and he decides to go for full-on F smash, even though he's able to jump and do all this stuff. Like, there's absolutely no reason to go for that. Now they're basically in a neutral position. If he presses a button, Sonic can just run in and punish it, but you just kind of have to wait here. So that was a pretty good option. Shield jump back, so then that way you reset the situation, you can react to whatever he goes for. Get the can out here. And I think he went for a smash attack. No, he didn't. He just dropped the shield. But yeah, see, like, just doing stuff like this, that's just going to get you punished. Like, if you throw these out with zero thought, they're not going to hit unless, like, you just get really, really lucky. Like, Smash is not a game where you're just playing roulette every single time that you're trying to go for something. Like, there is actual, like, conclusions that you can make that will make sense, that will lead to your opponent falling into your hands and getting hit. You don't just keep rolling the dice nonstop and hope you win. I mean, if you're playing Hero, it's a little bit of a different story. But, like, with Duck Hunt, no. You set up guarantees. You don't do this. Isn't that what you do? Because now he's going to get grabbed or dash attacked or something. Oh, it actually goes for a homing attack mix-up. So now he's just kind of spamming homing attack and just hoping that he just like misses. So like, that was a pretty good setup, but then he decided to like kind of ruin it with going for F smash there. But I guess in this case, like if he did air dodge in, he would have been able to catch that with F smash, which that's not necessarily bad. But then again, can's gone, and is he setting it up, can? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you gotta remember, he can air dodge before. He can do an action before he lands after homing attack, so a smash out of shield's not guaranteed. And not to mention, Sonic does crouch a little bit at the end there, so, you know, you don't want to be going for Clay Pigeon in those scenarios. Just go for a fair, get your grab, all those other things. Again, that's why you don't go for Clay Pigeon. You can just go under it. And this is a very common thing that he's been doing nonstop. You're going to see that he wins both games like this, is that he goes down, he calls your jump with up B, and then does a fair. So you just need to be watching him at all times and just be ready to air dodge. Like, remember, you got to remember that he's got like access to instant verticality with that spring. So you have to know that he's able to cover all those options. So just be patient, wait, and then you'll be good. So yeah, a lot of missed opportunities there. There's just like a lot of different things that you could do. Like the clay pigeons were way too much. The smash attacks were way too much. Basically did not even opt to play around Shield Can at all, which if he did that, this Sonic was really aggressive. Like he just kept running into him. And if he did that, then he would have completely slowed him down and he would have just made the Sonic player just rethink everything that he's doing. The other thing too is when you have that many homing attacks coming against you, you can do gunman on reaction to them, to just block the homing attacks from working if you're standing like right behind it. Which I'll show after the next game. What's up, Donuts? We'll be doing your set after this one. Yeah, again, going to a large stage is not necessarily bad against Sonic. In fact, I think it's like preferable, just because like it gives you more time to set up. So if you happen to get him across the entire stage, that is something that you are able to do. And the other thing too is like it works for you and it works against you. So if Sonic has the lead, then you have to catch up. That sucks, but you can kind of play around that, and you can set up your traps by him. If he camps, that gives you time to set up your traps in order to trap him from escaping from you. And if you're in the lead, then he has to keep approaching you, and you have way more enough time to set up so you can just keep doing those shield cans over and over again. So that's something that's really nice to do with large stages. So preferably when you're fighting Sonic, I would probably definitely ban Yoshi's, and then you also ban Smashville, and then pretty much everything else there is good. Like there's not really a bad stage to go against him in that respect. If anything, like the way that Lilat works, that might help you out more, especially if you like to go for Clay Pigeon. Just for the fact that she catches spin dash a lot more often. If you can't think like this. That was an execution error, but that was not necessarily a bad option to go for. Remember, if he homing attacks your shield, fair or near out of shield to catch that. See, that was bad. Luckily, he was able to catch him with like the pings there, but to just basically counterplay anything the Sonic was going to do, instead of like risking this, but thankfully he jumped. If he was just doing like a normal spin dash and he was just crossing up him, this would have just completely got him punished. But because he went for the jump, got lucky there. But all he had to do was just sit here and hold shield, and if he decided to spin dash into him, if he decided to homing attack into him, if he decided to like run and grab him, just shielding over that can would have stopped every single game plan that he had. That's literally all you need to do. Way too slow there. And that's the reason why you don't go for that. That just ruined a whole setup he could have gotten between the lag that he had for going for that clay pigeon. So huge missed opportunity. Now when he thinks he can go for can, Sonic's just able to hit it away. So no, complete waste there. I do have to point out, he got that SD at a 69%, and he does completely blow this game. I think I was just more of an execution error there. So like that was the one downer that made sense, because just in case like if he air dodged there, then he would have taken the stock. And see, like there, that's all you have to do with shield can, and trust me, it stops the entirety of Sonic's game plan if you just do that. Yeah, so that's kind of the reason why you don't go for up smash, just because like it's not really as much of an anti-air. It can help you catch cross-ups, but it's not really reliable. If you want to catch them landing around you, you would do something like down smash, but in this case, since he's at 52, you might as well just go for a grab or just do like F tilt when he lands, so then that way you know you have enough time to punish it. 52% down smash might have actually set him for a pretty good edge guarding scenario, so that actually wouldn't have been the worst option to go for. Again, pay attention to your gunman, be ready for tech. And now this is absolutely one of the absolute worst possible things you can ever do in the sanctity of playing Super Smash Brothers. I'll explain why. So, to people that are playing that aren't like too used to fundamentals, footsies, and have like an understanding of what positioning is. Basically, this is like the equivalent of just like completely giving up the like everything. Like let's say you're playing a shooter and you just got like max ammo on your shotgun, and this is basically you taking that shotgun and just like throwing all your ammo away. Every single advantage that you could have possibly gained from this, you are throwing completely out the window. When you have your opponent to the ledge over there, what you want to do is you want to close in and minimize the amount of like available options that they have to them to be safe. You want to make sure that when they're over here, they feel like the entire world is going against them. So you have your dog and you have your can. Your can's going to cover this little ledge portion right here. You're going to go up here and you're going to cover the rest of this with Duck Hunt himself. So then that way, wherever Sonic tries to go, he has no safe haven to go against you. Keep in mind, absolutely none of his moves are going to beat out any of your moves because you outrange him in every respect possible. You even have a chance to beat out Nair because his hurt box still stretches out. Obviously, you know, if he hits you with Nair, that trade's going to end in your favor. But yeah, you have a way of just like flat out hitting him without even trading. Forward air. Now this at least has a disjoint to it, which actually I didn't realize that. That's kind of weird. But that last hit actually doesn't. Not as much. So with this one, you're still able to outrange it with. You're still able to outrange this with the duck still. So not really anything you really have to worry about. If you're trading with the multi hits, that's still a lot better, anyways. Even if you trade with the final hit, damage wise, you're still going to beat him out. With back air, while this is a big hitbox, keep in mind that's still a hurt box there. A little bit of a disjoint. Your duck's still going to outrange this. And obviously, if he is running toward, if he has to like recover, he's most likely facing towards you unless he reverses his spring. So again, you most likely will not be dealing with this when he's trying to recover against you. Obviously, he's not approaching you with up air and down air. Obviously, he's not approaching you with that when he's trying to recover. So realistically, you're dealing with like fair 90% of the time, and then the few times he can set up back air, that's when you'll be dealing with that. But outside of that, like you can just straight up just be ready for all of these moves to come out and then just hit him with a fair or just be ready for the air dodge to come out because that's realistically all he can do. So when you get your opponent to this position, you just need to make sure that you're closing the distance. You stand about like this roll distance over here, and then like you just make sure that he cannot make it back. Like this, he should be ready just to cover all those options. Like here, there, he jumps. So it's like if you had your can there and you didn't do anything about it, then that can would have immediately caught him and you would have been ready to get more follow-ups. Again, not paying attention to his gunman timing. The other thing that he's not taking note of is he has like jumped over here so many different times and the Sonic was ready to cover it. And that's how he's going to finish him off at the end of this game, but he's not taking note of this at all. Keep in mind, if Sonic completely misses, he is stuck in so much lag. I don't know. I want to say that it doesn't. I want to say that it doesn't tell you the exact end lag if he misses here. So landing lag on hit is 26, but like without landing on hit, it's like double that. It's really bad. Because there's a couple things you need to keep in mind when he misses. So he misses, then he's not able to move the entire time until he lands. So that entire time after he did that homing attack and he hit the ground, he's not able to input a single action. So you have basically like more than 30 frames to punish him. It's that bad when he misses it. So if you can get used to spot dodging it, that's great. If you can't, don't worry about it. You have shield can as duck hunt, so it's really not that big of a deal to deal with as a move. But just keep in mind, if he misses homing attack, you should be able to get your maximum punish on him every single time. Again, don't just keep spamming the can right next to them. Like, you have the percent advantage. The only reason why you should be blowing up yourself against your opponent is if they're at death percent and you're in no danger whatsoever, then it's like, okay, let me just hit the B button and I will win. That's the only time you really do that, or if you need to save yourself. And there, that was a pretty big drop. Like, after burning his jump and the fact that he couldn't grab ledge again, pretty much the only thing he could do was just go on stage with like an air dodge or try to attack his way back. And then if he grabbed the ledge, then you would just be able to hit him with anything. So you could have just held shield there and just properly responded to any of those options. Something to double check. I don't know what his landing lag is. So he is, so, okay, so Nair's like -7 on shield, -6, so probably not too reliable to punish that one. But obviously it's not too hard to punish. It's not too hard to parry. Sonic charging F smash over here is one of the most common things. He can put it into an area where he can cover get up attack and roll at the same time just because like F smash is gigantic for zero reason whatsoever. If you haven't seen this monstrosity of a hitbox, this is what it looks like. Okay, that shouldn't be the right one. Let's see. Let's see if we get one that like, yes, that one's messed up. They're all very messed up. So just like imagine that, except like going straight. That's sort of what it looks like. It extends ridiculously far. So he's able to cover a lot of ground with this. So if you see him charging F smash, you just need to like confirm where it is and then what you need to do to get it. So if he's charging it in the area where he can hit you on ledge hang, you roll. Because you can do a get up attack and you might still whiff. If he's doing it at roll distance, all you have to do is jump and you'll get around it. So those are kind of like the two main things. Roll if he can hit you at ledge. If he's hitting your roll, then you just jump. Those are the two conditions that you look for. It is a very big fist. Again, if you see him just doing like spin dash 2, you just be ready to like shield. Yeah, don't be too greedy, especially in an online setting. He detonated that a little bit too early, but there, honestly, he had like a much easier solution there. So like if he just hit him with a fair, the fair actually would have put him on the platform over there, and then he could have very easily just like gone for a pretty easy punish on there. I don't think he has anything that would have killed, but he might have been able to do another clay pigeon and then from there get a down air off of it. Don't think that down air would have killed though. Yeah, if you're a little bit, you have to remember if he misses homing attack, he's going to be in the air in a little bit and then land. So you can go for a clay pigeon to punish that. You just need to know you got to be a little bit more patient. And at 65% on this side of the stage, that probably would have been the best punish you could have gone for, because you could have probably gone for the triple clay pigeon and then maybe the quadruple if you got to the platform over here, and then probably cut him off the top with the up air. And if not, you probably would have been able to kill with the back air. Yeah. And that's the other thing too, like going for that down air is not going to stuff him out. Like that is the absolute worst option you could be going for in those scenarios. Like not only that, it's a high commitment move and everything. So just don't. He's been calling you out for that the nonstop the entirety of this set. You just need to make sure you're picking up on things like that. So like huge drops, you're not patient enough at the moments where you need to get like those punishes. You played 0 shield can outside of the accidents that happened. So please, for this matchup, keep in mind that shield can is literally going to stop every single advancement that he's going to have and every single option he wants to use to open you up. That's all you really need to do. Just sit on top of that can and shield it. And just remember, can is your absolute best friend in this matchup. And when you get him to the ledge, make sure you're going over there and you're like consistently putting pressure for ledge guarding him. You did that the first game. The first game, you were at least there to be ready for it. The second game, you were like almost never there. So that's like one thing you need to change. Obviously, stop going for all those smash attacks. The smash attacks are just not going to work in the Sonic matchup. That's just kind of a fact. You have to wait for the homing attack to miss before you even consider going for that option. Clay pigeons, slightly smarter here, but still not great. If you recognize the openings you can get, then that's good. And you have to keep in mind that like not only do you need to make sure you need to smash it, because like you did a bunch of soft toffs, and that was like the other reason why it was easier for the spin dash to go under it. There's going to be a decent chunk of that clay pigeon where just spin dash is going to go under it. So just don't even bother with that option. Like if you see him about to hit you, then you can do it as like an automatic frame 1 option to stop it. And you're not going to take nearly as much damage as going for can. But that's like really the only times that you're going to be using it, or if you can set up way in advanced. Also, just like better usage of gunmen. For example, let me show you the homing attack one, because this one is kind of important. So gunman is like really busted in this matchup. So I definitely talked the most about using can so far. But let me show you exactly how gunman works here. There we go. First of all, let me just show off shield can real quick. If you need like any more proof of how... Oh, oops, I had to keep holding down. So let me shield. See, that's going to blow up there. And... then that's going to blow him up there. And then... so if I don't ping the can, that's gonna be a little bit easier for a homing attack to like kind of miss there. But as long as I ping it, it's going to beat it. It's going to beat it out. So let me try that again one more time. And then there, like that's able to catch the rebound. And then as long as like the can is between me and Sonic, then that's going to be the way that it does it. I just have to remember. I have to press B twice with the homing attack. So let me go here. Sonic. And then there. So as long as you're ready to press the B button, it's going to be eating out. The next big thing we're going to be talking about is let's look at gunmen. So from the ground, Sonic actually has no way for homing attack to beat out your gunman. He has to jump in order to get around it. And like even if we're right next to each other, that's still going to lose. So there is one way for Sonic to get around it, being this close, and just leaving from far away too. So he has to wait, and then he has to go for it. But if I crouch there, it's going to be kind of hard. And for him to get around it, this is how far he has to go. Like, he has to jump up really high in order to get around it. And so it's like the farther away that you are. So I think he can still detect me over here. Okay, so we can't go that far. Let's try here. See, yeah, it's still getting stopped by gunmen. So if I step back a little bit, now it's going to get a little bit easier for him. So let me do this. I was going back a little bit too far there. Yeah, not to mention like then you can do that. So whenever homing attack's coming, you want to kind of hug as close as you possibly can to gunmen, so that way you reduce the chances of him actually being able to hit you. And not to mention just crouching like this, that makes it even harder for him to hit you. So your two best friends is crouching and gunman. Because as long as the gunman's there and that's above you, he just physically cannot hit Duck Hunt. So if you do that, that's basically a guaranteed shield against homing attack. And keep in mind, gunman does come out frame 5. So just kind of show it off again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Frame 6, I mean. My bad. So basically when he does homing attack, because pretty much it's going to take him about this long to get to you. So I'm going to press B now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from release, if he's that close, it takes about 6 frames for the homing attack to even come close to hitting me. So pretty much on reaction, you can throw out the gunman to just stop homing attack. And now I'm going to buffer forward air, and I'm going to buffer air dodge with Sonic as I am rolling back. Oh, I'm doing air with Duck Hunt. But keep in mind, so if I did a forward air, that just flat out would have hit Sonic. and that was the earliest he was able to air dodge off of doing a homing attack against gunmen. So when he does homing attack against gunmen, you can buffer a forward air, or yeah, it's gonna be a forward air. You can buffer a forward air to punish him, and if he happens to be above you, obviously up air. If he somehow ends up behind you, I don't know how that would happen. You could buffer a back air. So whatever direction Sonic is in, above, forward, back, just buffer the aerial in that direction after he hits your gunman, and you will get a guaranteed punish on him every single time, and you can pretty much do that in reaction. Obviously, caveat, online is going to mess that up. He probably will be able to air dodge with the online reaction time. But offline, easy punish. That's something that you can... This is actually something that you can practice it in game if you really want to. Like, you can go to set him to neutral special. And let me go to this. So now he goes a little bit too high. So now we just crouch. There we go. And there. So obviously the one big thing with this is that he's always going to do the full charge. So that's going to be a little bit harder compared to the other. It's going to be a little bit like weirder to time compared to how you're probably going to see homing attack come out. But still, it is at least a way that you can practice it. And then if you put it on like different stages and whatnot, you can probably get like some more interesting results out of that. But it is something that you can do to practice it. The one caveat that he can do is after he does homing attack against you, I do believe he has the ability to change up what direction that he's going in. Oh yeah, no, Gunman as a shield is amazing. The other thing to keep in mind too is that like when you have Gunman set up, you can just do this. So let me put Gunman here. Oh crap. But yeah. You can basically have Gunman be like a permanent shield can as well. So there's just so many on the fly things that you can do to just like stop Sonic from getting in. You know where you live? You're new here. That's cool. Welcome to the fam. Let me see. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about? Oh yeah, let me just see homing attack real quick. So yeah, that was going back. Oh wait. So it seems like the amount of distance he can move is fairly negligible. So for the most part, when he's doing homing attack... Okay, so he can't actually move too far away. I think it's just more dependent... No, yeah. He kind of has like a set distance after he hits something. So like, let me do this real quick. Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of got a set distance after it. He can't really like influence his direction. So yeah, if you do that gunman practice with homing attack, that's going to be a pretty good way to just like figure out the spacing that you need to punish it, because he kind of goes a set distance after that. And knowing how he's going to bounce off of each one of those gunmen, because they're at different heights, that will tell you exactly how you're going to be able to get those punishes as well. So yeah, at least a easier practice method to do at home. Of course, not perfect because the way that he's doing homing attack isn't exactly ideal. But it is a method to practice it. Like, let me try from this distance over here. Yeah, okay. So that's the thing that kind of sucks. It's like you kind of have to be some distance away from him. Yeah. So this is actually an issue. So if you jump and do gunman, you need to reliably just like be able to time that, because otherwise you might be a little bit too high up. But yeah, you can do that in the air too. Why you throws? Oh, why does it go over? Here, I'll show you. It's a very simple explanation. So let me go into slow motion real quick. Actually, now I think about it, let me just finish this. So yeah, for Trifecta, basically less smash attacks, less clay pigeons, be smarter about them, Make sure that you are ledge guarding and shield cannon this matchup like crazy. Just get used to that and make sure you're always ledge trapping and you'll do a lot better.